Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Millennial Smark, and I'm back at it again with another video. So, I've done this one time before last year, where I recorded AEW Dynamite and I recorded NXT at the same time. Timestamps are down in the description box below. I got them divided in a specific peculiar way, but just go along with it. If you want to see the majority of the NXT review, I'll have that at the very top. If you want to see the majority of the Dynamite review, I'll have that at the very bottom underneath the NXT review. I'm not going to have them side by side as far as timestamps are considered. I think that's going to be a little bit too much. I'd much prefer to do timestamps for each one as if they were their own show. But I am watching them side by side. I'll be watching NXT on my cell phone, and I'll be watching Dynamite on my TV. So this should be rather easy, more so than the last time, because I watched it on my tablet and on my cell phone at the same time, because my television was in the living room at the time, whereas I didn't have one in my bedroom. Now I do have one in my bedroom, so it should be a lot easier this time, but still nevertheless somewhat complicated in regards to giving my attention towards, but I'll do my best as per usual. Hopefully this review doesn't come out being super duper retarded long, so I'll keep my talking points as concise as humanly possible so this video doesn't end up being over 2 hours. And on top of that, I might as well should keep this intro super short also. So let's go over what the matches are going to be for both shows. For AEW, we have Penelope Ford versus Jamie Hayter, Adam Cole versus Malachi Black, Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin versus Claudio Castagnoli and Pac, Konosuke Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher versus Ricochet and a mystery partner, The Learning Tree versus the Conglomeration, the Fight Without Honor match, which is just essentially a no disqualification match, the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley, MVP, and Shelton Benjamin. They're going to have a promo tonight, and Christian Cage and Hook are going to have a face-to-face. So they stacked up the card. They really stacked the fuck out. I mean, put the bias aside for a second as far as how you feel about the specific superstars. I'm right there with you. But in terms of their positions in the company, I'll give credit where credit is due. And I'll say that I don't think I see one match on this card that doesn't, that feels random. You know what I mean? I think every match on this card, every segment from what it looks like, looking at this, has a purpose. So no matter how I feel about the talent, I'll at least notate the fact that how they have their talents positioned, there's a purpose. I mean, you can argue Jamie Hayter and Penelope Ford, but even they had a promo last week, if I remember, so at least it has a tangent of a story attached to it. And everything else, for the most part, it has purpose. It has purpose, so I'll give them that. Let's see, and I'm pretty sure they only did that because they're going up against NXT tonight. Let's see, NXT card for tonight. And this is going to be the ECW version. So we're going to get a lot of hardcore stuff tonight from both promotions. Let me see. So the card for tonight for NXT, we have Trick Williams and Bubba Ray versus Ethan Page and Ridge Holland. Javon Evans versus Wesley. Jada Parker versus Lola Vice with Don Maria as a special guest referee. A 5-women tag match with Roxanne Perez, Cora Jade, Fallon Henley, JC Jane, and Jasmine Nix, Fatal Influence, versus Jordan Grace, Kalani Jordan, no, voice crack, Zaria, Delta, Julia, and Stephanie Vaquer. We got a special appearance from Francine and Rob Van Dam, and Ava Rain, as a special announcement. So looks like a rather stacked card for the most part. Also, I will probably, from a name perspective, obviously give the edge to AEW. And if I were to say which card looks better on paper, AEW looks better on paper, just from like looking at it on a surface level. But like I said, it doesn't matter how it looks like on paper. All that matters is what does it actually look like once the show comes on. Now, I will say this too. Obviously, AEW might have they might have the slight advantage, not just from the name perspective, but also because they're going to have an overrun most likely. That's going to be maybe 10 minutes after NXT goes off the air. But it's not as if I'm writing NXT off, because I still want to see the special announcement from Ava. We got 2 solid matches, in my opinion, that I'm looking really, really forward to. And just from my perspective, I do want to see Javon Evans and Wesley. I know they've been having problems these past couple of weeks, and I'm very curious to see what's going to happen with Williams and Bubba Ray versus Ethan Page and Ridge Holland. And, again, it looks like a solid card also. AEW looks better, but this looks like a solid card. And there's only one way to, see which one is better versus the other, and that's to watch it. So with that being said, no more talking. Timestamps are down in the description box below. Let's get it. All right, considering NXT went on commercial break first, I'll take the opportunity to talk about AEW, but timestamps are down in the description box below if you want to go directly to the Lola Vice versus Jada Parker street fight. So the opener, I thought this was fine, I guess. I wish there was a little bit more substance to it. I get what they were trying to get across, but I felt that they lacked a certain type of urgency, in my opinion. So you had MVP come out, I guess, and we heard about this a couple of weeks ago, that they were going to start calling themselves the Hurt Syndicate, so there's no surprise from that. MVP essentially gets in the ring and he does pretty much what you expect him to do. Introduce Shelton Benjamin, or I guess reintroduce Shelton Benjamin and reintroduce Bobby Lashley, highlight all the career highlights, and pretty much just talk them up. Talk about how if he gives this card to someone, this is pretty much their golden ticket. And that was pretty much it. Then you had Swerve Strickland, who came out, right? And I'm not gonna lie, Swerve looks badass. He has I guess extensions in his hair because his dreads got longer. And or maybe he got new growth, I don't know. I mean, his hair's about as long as mine right about now. But he has the little furry jacket on, and he has a chain around his arm, and he looks badass. I personally like the new image. I fuck with the new image. And he comes out, you have the crowd doing the whole, Who's House gimmick and everything, and you have Prince Nana doing the Who's House gimmick, trying to calm down Swerve, and Swerve is like, Bobby, full gear. And MVP was like, we'll see you there, kid. And that was essentially the entire segment. Like I said, I could have done without this entire segment. If this is what it was going to be, I would have just preferred just one person, more particular, maybe Swerve Strickland, beat some security's asses or something like that in the beginning of the card, something along the lines of that, and then kick it off like that, and then pretty much issue the challenge. Instead, what we got was something that I felt like there was more that could have been gained from it, but that's just my perspective. But I guess a pretty decent way to kick. Nah, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of lame. Nah, I mean, it is what it is, but nah, I could have done more, but again, at least it's noted, it's highlighting it, right? It's highlighting it. If they could show something else as far as linear storytelling is considered throughout the night in regards to the storyline or this entire feud, that'd be nice. But if this is all we're going to get tonight, this is pretty lame. But let's get back to AEW, because right now we have the tag team match with Neville versus Orange Cassidy. Neville, or I guess Pac, and Claudio Castagnoli versus Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy, and they're beating the shit out of each other. And at the same time, we have to get back to NXT. So let's go. Yeah, after a certain point, this does get a little bit ridiculous. I don't mind hardcore stipulations, but when you're doing all the shit that these girls are doing to each other for this long period of time, after a while, it does get a bit ridiculous, right? You're getting spinning back fists to chairs and shit like that. You're getting ladder spots like Jada Parker jumping off the ladder with her ass bumped. I mean, honestly, 85% of this match was them using their asses as weapons, which I don't mind. But I mean, after a while, it does get a bit ridiculous, right? The trash cans, the ladder spots, the chairs, all this stuff, the kendo sticks, the stereotypical spots you expect to see in WWE hardcore matches. But the finish is what really got me. I didn't like that finish at all. That was really fucking stupid. So let me get this straight. First off, Dawn Marie, props to her. She still looks bad as fuck. I will fuck the dog shit out of Dawn Marie at 53 years old. She still looks really, really fucking good. But at the same time, though, it's man, you made her a referee. That was one of the worst decisions you could have possibly made. She botched the pinfall. She made a 3 count when she shouldn't have made a 3 count. off of one of the pin attempts from Jada Parker and what's her name, a complete, just utter botch. And I love how the announcers just completely ignored her. Get call on them, but goddamn, Dawn Marie was fucking terrible as a referee. But this spot right here, bro, you had Lola Vice lock Jada Parker in a fucking sleeper hold, right? And tell me why, when she locks her in the sleeper hold, Jada picks up a brick that's lying near her and she hits her in the fucking face. Not in the head, in the fucking face with a brick that disintegrated afterwards. And tell me why all the selling behind this was literally just Lola Vice wiping her face. Wiping her face. That's the sell job of you taking a brick to the fucking face, was wiping your face. What the actual fuck? And then she goes for a pinfall and she kicks out of it. One of many things that was kicked out during this match that made no fucking sense for two lower card women. I'm sorry. It just makes no sense. She kicked out of a brick to the fucking face, my guy. That pissed me off so badly. That made no sense. And to follow it up with the finish, which was Jada throwing her ass right in her face yet again. It's just so ridiculous when you think about it, bro. These two women had no business doing what they did to each other for this to be the conclusion in the end of the day. I highly disagree with all of this. This was dumb as fuck. Jada Parker won the match, but yeah, I didn't like this match at all. I thought it was really, really fucking stupid. And then afterwards, right, you had a backstage confrontation. Well, first you had a promo with Ethan Page and Ridge Holland, pretty much promoting their main event tonight with Bubba Ray and Trick Williams. And then afterwards, you had a bit of a confrontation backstage with Raw Van Dam and Kelani Jordan. She's like doing the Raw Van Dam split pose as to how he used to warm up for his matches. RVD giving her a bit of a pep talk. She walks away, and then he was attacked from behind by Wes Lee. And pretty much that's going to be the beginning of their match coming up right now. Wes Lee taking on Javon Evans. So we'll get to that right now. But that women's match tonight, that shit was trash. I didn't like any of that whatsoever. That was fucking garbage. Yeah, everything about this made no sense also. I'm trying to be positive about these shows tonight. But man, none of this made any sense too, man. I didn't like this. I didn't like this at all. So you had this tag team match that already felt super flat coming into it because I give no shits at all about Darby Allin or Orange Cassidy being a part of this feud. Maybe at first I could have cared about Darby Allin, but you completely ruined that last week with the hook and the fucking jacket gimmick and the botched announcement table fucking spot. But nevertheless though, so I guess Moxley is calling this group the Death Riders, right? Is that what he's calling them? The Death Riders. And you know what? It's weird too. It almost feels like, am I the one that's tripping? It feels like this is supposed to be like paying homage to the Warriors. Like, you know, well, you guys remember that movie from the 70s or the early 80s, The Warriors? Oh, whatever your name is, come out and play. That fucking movie right there. That's what it kind of feels like they're paying homage to a little tiny bit, right? The Death Riders. That's so fucking unique, by the way. Taking the name of your finisher to give to the name of your group. My God. But they had this match, and it was a nothing match, essentially. I didn't care for it at all, because I don't care about the participants attached to it. Stereotypical high-flying AEW wrestling, as you expect. Nothing that was really spectacular. Just a bunch of spots. But what we got afterwards. Marina Shafir comes in. She causes a rare disqualification finish in AEW. You don't really see that many times. So I was actually somewhat intrigued because they don't do lots of DQ finishes. Marina Shafir kicks just blatantly walks in the ring in the middle of a fucking spot. Like, just randomly walks in the ring, kicks the referee in the head, and causes a disqualification. And then all hell starts to break loose. The rest of the Death Riders come out. They start to jump Darby and Orange Cassidy. And then afterwards, you get the conglomeration to come out, and they try to become allies and aid what the hell just happened here. I mean, damn, bro, I can't get into this. I can't. I want to get into it, but I can't get into it. It's just way too blasé, and it's just way too... None of this makes any sense. We still haven't seen the World Championship yet. I still don't know the goal of the group. They keep jumping hurdles. They keep jumping steps in order to come to a goal that, like, in order to get to that goal, I need to know the narration behind what the reason is. And they're just not doing any of that, man. It's like they're doing stuff for the sake of doing stuff just to say, hey, we're doing it. Come watch us. It's like you're forcing a story. No, a story has to be told. they're doing all this ass kicking, and once again, Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin, the two heroes in this whole entire segment, got their asses destroyed and saved by a bunch of fucking jobbers. And I'm not here to call the conglomeration. No, I mean, they are kind of jobbers to the stars, honestly. The ROH Championship is like the 4th tier championship on your main card. Make that make sense. Completely obliterate the fucking prestige behind an actual World Championship. Tell me you're not the ECW Championship in WWE without telling me you're the ECW Championship in WWE. But yeah, this was pretty whack. I didn't like any of this also. I know what they're trying to do. I know what they're trying to get across in the sense of the idea, not as far as the storyline is considered, but the idea in regards to what they're trying to do as far as getting the audience attached to it. But it's just a no-go. If you can't give me a simple explanation as to why you're doing the things that you're currently doing at the moment, then I don't care. There has to be a reasoning. There has to be a goal. And I haven't gotten either one, so I'm not going to give a fuck. Sorry, not sorry. Oh, and I probably should just end this also with Ricochet having a bit of an interview with Renee Pattycake, pretty much talking about who his mystery partner is going to be later on tonight. I did like this a little bit. The Hurt Syndicate just walked out the Ricochet, pretty much, I don't know, I don't want to say antagonizing him, but, you know, pretty much just like, yeah, I guess antagonizing a little bit, like being imposing a little bit, like telling him, we're just here to just say good luck tonight. Ricochet is like, okay, that's fine. We talked already, MVP. MVP's like, look, chill. We just want to see what's gonna happen with you later on tonight. Just wish you good luck. And Bobby Lashley's like, I like that suit, bro. I like that fit. And then, you know, Ricochet tells him, you know, watch me work like Samantha did you guys backstage when I wasn't around in WWE. So we'll get to that later on tonight. But yeah, I like that at least. Continuing on. All right, so coming up next, we got Ava Raine. She's about to make her special announcement. Hopefully it's something actually special. I feel like every time I hear Triple H and Tony Khan say something special is going to happen, it's fucking terrible, or it has no business being on pay-per-view or on television, whatever the case may be. Just make it special. I hope that's not much to ask for. Make the fucking announcement special, okay, Sean? Come on, dude. But this match between Wesley and Javon Evans, I thought it was fine for what it was worth. I thought the finish was fucking terrible, though. The finish was terrible. But, you know, it's professional wrestling in 2024. What are you going to do? Like we had in the other match, we had a fucking brick to the face, and that was a transitional spot, for fuck's sakes. So I guess expecting a brain buster on the stairs, on the steel steps, to be anything other than a finish, you know, it was pretty much wishful thinking. But, you know, Wesley ended up hitting a brain buster on the steel steps to Javon Evans because, again, of course, it's 2024 and that's a transitional spot. But they did go at it a little bit longer. And of course, again, because it's 2024, we have to hit other people's finishers as fucking transitional moves, like the amount of times Javon Evans kept hitting the RKO. Just every goddamn spot was a damn cutter. I just don't get it in professional wrestling nowadays. I don't get why the hell do we have to consistently have to rely on such blue spots, man. It's like, and I get Javon Evans is super, you know, young, so he doesn't know any better, but I wish Sean would step in, especially coming from, you know, a guy who had his finishing move completely raped and completely just done to fucking death, to the fact that his Sweet Chin music doesn't even feel the same when you watch it and replay value. I wish he would do something about that kind of shit. It's so annoying. But afterwards, Rob Van Dam came out to the ring. I thought maybe to get his revenge. It looked like for a second he was going to, because like Wesley had a chair in his hand when he was outside of the ring. I thought he was going to do a Van Terminator, but you know, he didn't. For some reason, Wesley tried to hit the chair, tried to hit him in the hell of a chair, but Rob ducked out the way. He hit a pole, and then out of nowhere, it was a suicide dive from Javon Evans, who threw him back in the ring, hit him with another RKO, because of course, and then he hit him with one of the ugliest fucking frog splashes I think I've ever seen in my life. He tried to do the whole, you know, because you know Rob Van Dam back in the days, he'll do his 5-star frog splashes like halfway across the ring, you know, at certain times. And he tried to do that to him, but it looked really, really ugly, and he didn't end up, in my opinion, making it look good, and he got the win off of it. It was fucking terrible. I thought the finish was terrible, but I get what they were trying to do. I get the story that they were trying to tell. At least they had reasoning. That's one thing I'll give the Lola Vice and Jada Parker stuff too. At least it had reasoning for why it happened. But this match, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But with that being said, Reigns coming up also. Not to mention, I see this garbage ass match happening on AEW in this street fight or whatever what do they call it? Fucking glory dishonor match or fucking who cares? Let's just get back to reviewing these shows. Well, look at that. Another hardcore match with another hardcore spot with more dumb spots to make up for the lack of story that you're telling in professional wrestling. If we haven't got enough of that tonight, I don't know if we're ever not going to get enough at all. I just don't get it. Why the hell, man, maybe. Again, I feel like maybe I'm stuck in 2001. That's what I think it is. I'm just like perpetually stuck in 2001 and I just can't get out of that mindset. Maybe I'm stuck in a time frame where I actually thought to myself that merit has something at least attached to it. But, well, hold up. I see the fucking douchebag writers coming through. Let me see what they're saying real quick. Alright, so another bunch of fucking riddles that I don't know what the fuck he's talking about because he keeps speaking in fucking riddles, bro. At least that one I somewhat can at least take out at least one excerpt. So, Jon Moxley talking about how, because I guess Orange Cassidy is having conflicts of interest with Wheeler Yuta, and he's trying to make him realize that who he's with right now are a bunch of evil people, as if that worked when he was siding with the BCC over you, Orange Cassidy. Like, dude, you're such a retard. Goddamn, it doesn't matter though, because this was nothing. This was nothing, just highlighting shit without progressing anything going forward. Typical Dean Ambrose, Jon Moxley. I say words to fill voids that for some reason I expect you guys to try to find a deeper meaning inside it, because I'm Jon Moxley, and I'm a deep person. I'm so deep. I'm so deep. God damn it, I'm deep. I'm deeper than the guy inside Renee Patty Cake right now. I'm so fucking deep. But back to the match I was talking about with the conglomerate. I just don't understand what you expect me to do with this shit. What the fuck do you expect me to do with this, huh? You got a ball jobber in there, pretty much essentially, and they're just all doing the exact same thing for the most part that we already talked about with Lola Vice and Jada Parker. And I understand they're two separate shows, so obviously a person not watching this show is not going to feel the same way how I feel about it, because I just seen this match not even 30 minutes ago. But man, it's essentially the same thing. A bunch of goofy fucking spots, a bunch of goofy fucking things done for the sake of doing it. When back in the days it had fucking meaning, like a TLC match was something that you got in I remember a TLC match in August, and then we didn't get another one until like fucking WrestleMania X7. And every day it's a fucking TLC match. Every episode of fucking wrestling in general is a fucking TLC match, and it has no meaning to it. And you just do it as a substitute to make up for the lack of story, or for the lack of credibility, or for the lack of star power, or for the lack of intrigue, interest, whatever you want to say for the match that you're trying to get across from a rivalry standpoint. That being the bald head fucking short guy, what do they call him? Murder Grandpa? Like, fuck you, dude. And Jericho, who they're both combined age is probably over 100 years old, but you want me to give a fuck about this? It's so dumb, bro. It's so fucking dumb. No, I'm not interested in this, and no, this match was stupid. Murder Grandpa got the one over Jericho, and he picked up the ROH championship. I don't give a fuck about Murder Grandpa. I don't give a fuck about Jericho. I don't give a fuck about the ROH championship. I don't give a fuck about Jon Moxley. I do give a fuck about Marina Shafir, because I want to fuck Marina Shafir, and that's about it. That's all you need to know about this. Let's continue the fuck on. Oh man, Sean, man, stop, man. It's like he's stooping to AEW's level tonight, bruh. He's stooping to their level. It's like he's trying to fight fire with fire. Don't do that, man. Stick to what you know, bruh. That's why NXT is so good, because you stick to what you know. Between the garbage match wrestling, between the consistent having to focus on the criteria of the quality of the matches on the show in itself, between the pacing of the booking that I'm just not fucking with tonight. Now this right here, bro. Why would you book your world champion with a Hall of Famer like Bubba Ray in the middle of the card? Sean, you know better, bro. NXT does not do this. They're only doing this because they're competing with Dynamite, and they think to themselves they have to fucking stoop to their garbage ass level in regards to how they book, man. No, I disagree with everything about this, man. Now, I will say, I popped for the Rhino stuff, right? Ava came out, special announcement, nothing. Announcing the next show, deadline for the next premium live event. As always, when it comes to these announcements, when dealing with AEW and WWE in 2024, they say a whole bunch of words, but it's a whole bunch of fucking nothing. Literally, they didn't fucking deadline, bro. Call me crazy, but I think we figured that out like what 3, 4, 5, 6 months ago when we seen the pay-per-view schedule for this year. But I guess they're bringing back the fucking Iron Challenge or whatever the fuck they called it from last year or 2 years ago. I don't care, man. I'm so fucking disgruntled right now from both of these shows right now. Oh my god! But you had a backstage segment with the girls talking. Pretty much talking about their 5-on-5, which, please God, don't tell me that's going to be the fucking main event. The 5-on-5 girls match is going to be the fucking main event. My God, bruh. And before that also, when they had the special announcement of Averain and then Tony Khan's doppelganger over here, he started to fucking hill on the crowd talking about how New York is better than Philadelphia. And then you had them all sticking their middle fingers and saying fuck you, or the hell they were saying. They were being censored multiple ways. Their words are being censored. They're censoring the crowd and blurring out their middle fingers and shit before Rhino came in the ring and hit the gore on Tony Khan's doppelganger, whatever the hell his name is. What was it? That's Robbie E, right? Robbie E from TNA. But yeah, this was stupid. Everything about this was stupid. I mean, I like the Rhino appearance, but I mean, how the fuck are you gonna just censor everything and you're an EC? Like, this is supposed to be an ECW gimmick show, an ECW theme show, and you're censoring everything in Philadelphia? What the fuck were you expecting? It's so dumb. If this is gonna be the case, then don't even fucking do it at all. But you, like I said, you went backstage with the girls and they were just doing a whole little rah-rah thing. They tried to be funny and goofy with Stephanie Vaquero speaking Spanish and, you know, Kehlani Jordan translating, and she's like, you know, telling her that Stephanie sent some fucking PG shit about all girls rule or some shit. I don't fucking know. And then, because of course, you can't really build up Zarya as a monster. You have to bring her down to everybody's level, already fucking ruining her aura, having her talk the way that she's talking and communicating with the girls and the way that she's communicating with the girls. Oh, Kehlani, you know Spanish? Out of all the girls, she had to be the one to say it. Why is she even in this match anyways? I would like for her to be destroying jobbers, you know, because that's why I kind of felt that's where Aura was going to be about, destroying jobbers. No, of course not. Yeah, and they can only make some stupid, I'm from Michigan. Who cares, bro? I'm from Miami. I know a little bit of Spanish myself, okay? Cállate la boca. Shut the fuck up. But with that being said, let's continue on with this. I just can't believe they put the tag team match in the middle of the fucking card for no damn reason. Again, just stupid AEW-esque booking. I hate tonight so far for NXT. This show, it's not bad like this. It's typically not bad like this, but whatever, man. Let's just continue on. Yep, I expected no less from AEW. Again, all this is, man. So this is the whole Wednesday Night Wars, folks, that we had to go through back in 2021 and 2020 if you weren't a wrestling fan at the time. And if you aren't a wrestling fan in 2020 or 2021, I can understand why you will like this in 2024. Because again, if you weren't, that means you've only been a professional wrestling fan for what, maybe 2, 3, maybe a year? I don't know. A couple of months, couple of weeks, couple of days. I don't fucking know. I can't explain your retardation, but I can damn sure at least try to at least analyze why the fuck you will like this shit nowadays. So Adam Cole and Malachi Black had a match. I expected more out of it. They kind of felt, I felt a tad bit disappointed. Maybe it could just be the fact because they spent the entire match doing roundhouse kicks and super kicks like it was a fucking kung fu movie. Man, as you probably already know, Adam Cole got the win. He hit the boom, or what, fuck. Kill me. He hit the boom, the Shining Wizard, to the back of Aleister Black's head, and he picked up the victory. Then afterwards, they started to hug it out and rub their sweaty bodies amongst each other, and as he's leaving the ring, Malachi Black is like, you're a good kid. And then Adam Cole is like, Malachi, you are a good wrestler. And I know AEW doesn't treat you like they treat me. I know they treat you like a fucking jobber while they treat me like the real superstar. But, you know, my skinny fat can only be produced if I consistently try to relate to the audience. Whereas your skinny fat doesn't do a goddamn thing for you. Maybe you should get a little bit shorter. Maybe you should get around my height. And then maybe Tony will appreciate you a little bit more for your skinny fat. And then Malachi's walking back and he's looking behind himself and he's like, yeah, you're right. Maybe I should get myself a little bit more out of shape. That way Tony will give me that push I never gotten in this company. Or maybe I should get into shape and go to WWE, where at least I'd be somewhat appreciated. as a tear falls out of my cock eye, you son of a bitch. And then afterwards, Adam Cole's like, oh, who wants to hear a story time with Adam Cole, baby? Like, what the fuck? And he's like, I have 3 wins, but what happens if Roderick Strong has 3 wins? Then, you know what that means? We convolute the shit out of a storyline that had no business involving Roderick Strong to begin with, outside of the fact that Tony Khan's probably paying him $2 million also. He needs to have a reason to make back his money off of Roderick Strong, of all fucking people. So therefore, we're going to have an inconsequential, nonsense, unnecessary triple threat match with a feud that should have never been started to begin with, because it fucking ended as quick as it fucking started. We're just gonna randomly insult Roderick Strong. This is and then MJF, you know, because of course he's on vacation right now because he couldn't be bothered to build up for one of the biggest shows of the year. He pretty much was on a cell phone that they probably pre-recorded like a month ago, saying, I'm gonna need your help. What do you mean help? Help for what, bro? You're never gonna show up to the pay-per-view till like what, the day of? And then afterwards, you had Hangman Adam Page and Jay White. They started to fight backstage, making their way into the arena as if anyone gives a fuck. And I don't even understand the whole point of this. And this is just typical AEW tripe. I get it. But I'm not even understanding the purpose of this. So help me understand this for a second. Who's the heel and who's the babyface, right? Because, I mean, theoretically, one may say to themselves that the heel and babyface is, I don't know, call me crazy. I think the heel is, what's his name, Adam Cole, and the face is Jay White. Give me a second, hang on for a second. Well, as cringe as that may have been, at the very least, it has some substance of storytelling tied behind it. Unlike this, real quick. So, like I was saying with Jay White and Adam Cole, let me understand this real quick. I could have sworn Jay White is the babyface and Adam Cole is the heel. So why the fuck is it taking his stable to come out to save him as if he's the fucking heel of all things? Jay White's leg was caught inside a guardrail rail, and it looked like Adam Cole or Adam Page was going to attack it with a steel chair until his crazy ass friend, who I can't think of, his Juice Robinson, comes out and he saves him. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't understand. So who's the heel and who's the babyface? Why is he saving who, and why is he... Adam Page ran out of the arena. Jay White talked shit on the microphone. And that's what I was just reacting to right now. Sasha Banks and fucking Camille try to run over... yeah, because WWE, AEW, when professional wrestling, where you can commit actual fucking crimes like attempted murder. And we just kind of just look past it because you're on the clock right now at the moment, right? They tried to murder just now fucking Chris Statlander. They tried to run her over. And she missed because Camille was driving, and most women can drive, so that typically happens to be the case. Sasha berated her until, you know, Chris pretty much pulled them both out of the car and beat the dog shit out of both of them, just obliterating them. And like I said, at least it has a substance of storytelling attached to it, but at the same time, nice way to completely make a joke and a mockery out of your, you know, women's champion by making them both look like sloppy pieces of shit. I mean, not have Sasha Banks get back in the car and drive away, but... whatever, just continue. Let's just continue. All right, so we have the women 5-man tag match coming up in a little bit, but just a couple of things to go over really quick. So, in the end of the tag team match, you know, the match that's not main eventing because we're busy main eventing the fucking women for some ungodly reason because it's NXT and diversity. Man, this was... I mean, at least there's consequences. I mean, I still don't understand. I wish you would have, because the thing is, you have something in Ridge Holland, and it's like there are multiple things that you can do with Ridge Holland to build him up a little bit more, to make him a little bit more consequential. And I just don't really feel like he deserves to be in this spot right now. But then again, I don't feel like Ethan Page deserves to be in this spot either, considering he already had multiple chances at the World Championship, including holding the World Championship in itself. But then again, I don't feel like Trick Williams deserves to be even World Champion to begin with. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of merit being lost in this match because it's pretty obvious that they're trying to go towards a triple threat match for the NXT World Championship. But man, that feels so goddamn forced to put Ridge Holland in a spot like this. But afterwards, the match ended and they started, because Ridge Holland won off a roll-up on Trick Williams. They started gang up on him and beat the crap out of him before Bully Ray tried to involve himself into it, but then they beat the crap out of him too. Out comes Devon Dudley. Obviously, he can't do anything. He had back surgery like a year or two ago, right? I think it's when he had his back surgery. But they pulled up the table as you expected, and they ended up putting, I think, what was it, Ethan? I think they put Ethan Page through the table. I'm trying to remember. Well, it had to be. It makes no sense to put Ridge Holland through the table if you already just put him over in a specific way. Then you had Ashante the Adonis pretty much doing the thought please routine when Carmen Petrovich tried to put the moves on him. And by moves, I mean like a complete and utter narcissistic bitch by telling him, hey, you screwed me over in our match and I don't want to have anything to do with you. And Ashante, he went full MGTOW and he was like, bitch, I don't want anything to do with you either, okay? You keep acting all, like you all high and mighty. You look like every goddamn Barbie doll that I've seen in the past 30 years. You are a nobody. You are a peon. You are a sucker. Shout out to Booker T, by the way. Don't need ya. Never need ya. See ya. By the way, your birthday was last week. Fuck you and your birthday. And then walked away. And then all of a sudden, Carmen Petrovich was like, he remembered my birthday? Thought please. Then we had a little promo from the Hillside. They were going over their 5-on-5 nonsense tag team match that's coming up next. Then we had the match with Nunzio and Tony D'Angelo, which was just a comedy match. It was nothing really specifically fun or anything like that. Nunzio, I did like the spot when Nunzio was trying his best to talk out of the spots and he ended up getting a pipe and trying to use it on Tony D'Angelo before Tony D'Angelo picked him up for the one-arm spine buster or the Dominator. And then Nunzio does the forget about it time before taking the spot. I thought that was funny. They all celebrated as a family, so that was good. Then you had Sean Spears. He was talking to the dude, which I cannot remember his name right now. He was talking to the dude who I kept taking seriously in regards to believing that he was legitimately fucking over Booker T and everything like that because I'm a fucking mark. And then you have William Regal, which I thought this right here was actually one of the more funner segments or one of the more promising segments where you had William Regal who was talking to Lexis King last week. I think this is actually one of the more compelling segments and more deeper segments that they should really be investing their time more into. William Regal was talking to Lexis King, pretty much giving him, like the runaround as far as like, hey, I understand you didn't want to use it and you didn't want to be anything like your dad, but there comes a time type of speech, right? And then Lexis King was like, I couldn't bring myself to do it. But he thanked them anyways and he walked away. And then Regal was confronted by his son and the rest of the No Quarter Catch crew. And essentially, I like this because he was like, you think he's going to be like his father? Like I'm going to be like my father? And Regal's like, I don't know. Willie? I like that. That was really cool. I don't even know. They haven't acknowledged Regal and what's his name? They haven't acknowledged Regal and Charlie as son and father yet. I thought they did, but I guess maybe they didn't. But I guess if that's the game that they want to play, as if we don't know that they're son and father. But I mean, whatever. I mean, I guess they don't think that we don't know that the internet still exists, right? But whatever. I guess we're just gonna pretend Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr here aren't best friends. But nevertheless, though, I do like the story. I want to see them develop that a little bit more rather than wasting their time with this 5-man tag team women match. But again, maybe that's just me. I'm sure it's just me. But with that being said, we have the 5-women tag team match coming up next, and I still cannot stress enough that this main event is just such a fucking joke. I think this is absolutely a fucking joke. But it is what it is. Let's just get to it and get it out the way. It's the main event after all. I promise you, this is practically the only semblance of storytelling that we've gotten all night so far, and I'm here for it. I'll fucking take it. I will fucking take it. My God. So first off, just gonna completely skip over the Penelope Ford match with Becky Lynch 2.0 because who gives a fuck? She wasn't even wearing anything tight, and I feel like her ass is getting a lot lower. Not Penelope, that is. I mean, Penelope, sure, but I mean, she never really had a fat ass to begin with. But Jamie Hayter, very disappointing body. Seriously, stop working out. You're making it worse. But who gives a fuck about their match? No one. Not me, not you, no one. What I actually give a fuck about, though, is this segment with Christian Cage and Hook. This was fine. I like this a lot. But again, it's Christian Cage, and I expect no less. Anything Christian Cage touches turns into absolute fucking gold, and I expected no less from this, and he absolutely did it. So Christian comes out, and he pretty much gives an explanation as to what he did to Taz. He talks about the fact that, I wanted you to have a father that you could rely on. Pretty much the gimmick that we knew he was going to go around. And he's like, I attacked his leg. I attacked his knee. He needed it to be done because you need an actual role model, someone who's going to be there for you. And then Hook comes out, right? And Hook is like pretty much asking him, or pretty much taunting him like he wants to fight him. And Christian asked him, hey, so tell me, Why did he send you to come get me? Why did he send you to go get camera footage to see who did what he did, who did to him? Why did he do that? Why did he send you to go get footage to go find out what happened? Because he seen me. I looked directly at him. He watched me, and I'll tell you why. Because he knows that he's a poor excuse for a father, and he wants you to look up to him. He is a legend, but make no mistake about it, he was a big fish in a small pond. He is a loser. He is a has-been. He is a sloppy shop. He fucking sucks. He's so lame. He's so terrible that he happens to be a part of a Nostalgic Act, and he hasn't even been invited to be in the Nostalgic Act on NXT at the moment, and they're currently running the theme that he was a part of. He could have been there. No, he couldn't, because obviously AEW won't allow him to do that, but he could have absolutely been there, but they didn't want him, is what I would have probably said if I was Christian, just to kind of rub it in his face and kind of still shit on WWE at the same time, but in a clever manner. But of course he didn't do that because Christian has class. He has class, so much class that he told Hook that he wished his dad died. Because Christian Cage is fucking awesome. Which obviously Hook took to heart, and he ran out to the ring. He tried to attack Christian. Eventually he was stopped by security guards. He was stopped by the jobbers within his group in itself. And it looks like that's the path that they're going to go towards. They're going to go towards Christian and Hook at full gear, and I'm here for it. Anything to give me some type of semblance of storytelling, I'm absolutely here for. This was a fun segment. I like this a lot. I wish we got more of this throughout the night from both shows. I talked about this on the NXT portion, but like between this and I wish they would have dug more into the William Regal, Lexis King, or William Regal, Charlie Dempsey stuff. It feels like the more compelling stories are happening more on the undercard, and the ones that are getting promoted are the ones that are the shittiest. Like this main event coming up on NXT with the 5-women tag match, or this main event right here with the stupid ass tag team match with the consequences essentially being the International Championship with Ricochet and this mystery partner. If it's Will Ospreay, I swear to God, bruh. But with that being said, only good 7 that I've seen tonight. We're so close. Let's just get this shit over with. Gonna be perfectly honest with you, I don't know why this was the main event. I don't know why this was the main event. This shit served no purpose that it couldn't serve when it was like part of the, the mid-card portion of the show. I don't know why you couldn't cultivate a linear storytelling, a linear story that could have took place in the beginning of the night with the world champion going all the way towards the ending of the night. This was stupid. This was stupid. I swear, they just put together whatever they wanted to put together in order just to ask them to compete with AEW. This whole main event was just completely fucking pointless. Just a bunch of women doing a bunch of fucking spots that mean absolutely fucking nothing. This was terrible. This was fucking terrible. The only thing that I thought that they were going to do going off the air with how they were setting up, how they were setting up this match. So towards the finish, US Zarya, right? Because all the women are doing their stereotypical wrestling spots today, group in together. Let's set up this spot for the next spot to occur type of bullshit that we get in every fucking professional wrestling show known to mankind. I thought they were going to set up a match, and maybe they have, I don't know. But you did get a spot where Zarya was taking on Cora Jade by herself and, what's her name? Roxanne Perez. She put her into a position in order to take her F5 finish. And unfortunately, while she was setting up, before she even set up for it, it was her and, oh God, you had Jordynne Grace in the ring, and they were both of them themselves were both trying to take out Roxanne Perez. Accidentally, US Zarya hit a spear on Jordynne Grace that took her out, and then Roxanne Perez tried to capitalize by hitting Pop Rocks onto Zarya before she reversed it, pushed her off, and then hit her with the F5 to win. I thought at first they were going to end the show with maybe Jordynne Grace attacking Zarya, and that'd be a nice way to kind of promote for next week. Then I could say that's a decent cliffhanger. But the fact that we didn't even get that, and they're probably going to try to justify it by having a promo between the two next week, most likely in order to set up a match between the two, I think is bullshit. Or maybe it's just a way to promote the Iron Survivor shit. It's just bullshit. That's not the way to do it. Not if you're going to have this match main event the show. That's not how you're supposed to do it, man. Again, there was no legitimate conclusion that made any sense as far as this being the match. Again, it would have been way more preferable if you would have had the world champion start it off, linear storytelling, number 1, and then make our way towards number 2. But instead, we instead did this, and this was terrible. I thought this was absolute dog shit. This is the consequences whenever you try to book like AEW. Whenever you try to, outdo the marks by being a mark yourself, you put yourself into a compromising position. This show legitimately had nothing going for it. It had nothing going for it. I'll give you my results as far as what show I thought was better between the two after this main event with AEW, which I got a lot to say about this main event too. But as far as NXT is considered as a standalone show, no, this is one of Sean's weaker shows. It sucks that this is going to be my last time reviewing NXT for a good while, just based off the fact that I have to do my job. But man, I wish they would have went out with more of a bang. Instead, they go out with this fart, and this was bad. I thought this main event was just fucking terrible. Not just the fact that the women have no business main eventing in a 5-women tag match when you have nothing special attached to it. It's just literally happening for the sake of being the match. But just also, like, there was no actual storytelling being done in the match outside of the finish, which again, if you were to continue with what you were doing outside of just ending the match and then all the girls raising their hands, it had more substance to it. I'd have more reason to talk about it, but you didn't. You instead just kind of gave us bullshit just to say you did it for the sake of diversity. And I disagree with that, and I hated this main event. And overall, I thought this show was dog shit. One of the worst, if not the worst episode of NXT I've seen so far, in my opinion. And you just did it for the sake of having ECW nostalgia, which is about the only thing you had going good for it. But with that being said, let's finish this off with the AEW main event and we'll get the fuck up out of here, okay? So let's go. But very disappointed by NXT tonight. Sean, he's so much better than this. He is so much better than this. Oh my God. This has just been a terrible night of wrestling. This has just been a terrible night of wrestling. Just overall, I don't know what else to say. Just a terrible night of professional wrestling. So let me see if I understand this. First off, let me just start with the fact that Ricochet is one of the goofiest motherfuckers of all time. Let me just continue on by saying that AEW, they're just lames, bro. Their wrestlers are just fucking lames, bro. You know, for NXT, I like to attribute most of their nonsense to just pure boredom. Right? At least tonight, for an example, right? Nothing going on for it for the most part. AEW is just a catastrophe of a fucking show. They're just a catastrophe. So let me see if I understand this. The amount of goofy shit that Ricochet was doing during this match. So first off, let me just tell you guys that Will Hobbs is back. I know you give a fuck. You absolutely give a fuck. You're just like me and you give so many fucks, right? He's the mystery partner, Will Hobbs, right? Oh boy, I felt about as much excitement for this when watching Lance Storm and Val Venus teaming up on a Sunday Night Heat episode against the Dicks back in 2004. Oh boy, I get the tingles in my skin. My hairs are stemming up on my fucking arms. Apparently, the whole gimmick behind this, the whole reasoning behind this was Will Hobbs' contract expired with the Don Callis regime, and apparently he felt like he was being discredited by the fact that they didn't renew his contract. You guys are so fucking goofy, I swear to God. Ricochet gets on his shoulders, Will Hobbs, right? And they're going to do a double team spot where he does a backflip off his shoulders. Tell me why you have Konosuke and Kyle Fletcher, who are standing outside the ring, literally watching Ricochet set up. I mean, they are standing there watching Ricochet for like a good, I shit you not, it felt like at least 15 seconds. They are watching this man set up for this move, waiting there to catch him. It's so fucking goofy. And then you get a spot with Will Hobbs and Ricochet doing a double team move, and Ricochet is like posing, doing his muscles. It's so stupid. It's so fucking dumb. Oh my God. But eventually, as they're wrestling and they're doing their spots, and mind you, I'm trying to think right now, honestly, you want to hear something funny? Now that I think about it, I can't even remember who won the match. I'm trying to think who won the match. I can't remember who won the match. Honestly, I think Ricochet won, but I honestly cannot remember who won the match in itself. Nor does it matter. It doesn't, because after the match, you had Konosuke and you had Will Hobbs, and they're all battling each other and fighting each other, and then Kyle Fletcher is fighting and Ricochet, they're all fighting, and out of nowhere, the rest of the Don Callis family comes out and they try to attempt something, right? They try to attempt to fight these guys, but that doesn't really, and mind you, this is after Don Callis. I didn't think I talked about this, but Don Callis and MJF, they have an alliance. That's who MJF was talking to on the phone, by the way. But Don Callis, the rest of the stupid ass group comes out to try to, outnumber fucking Ricochet and Will Hobbs, and then Adam Cole comes out of nowhere to fight Konosuke Takeshita, because apparently they now have a rivalry, even though it's literally just one match next week. So apparently that now makes Adam Cole a part of this alliance. It's so dumb. He's fighting him backstage. That leaves the ring empty, and then it's the rest of these guys fighting these guys, and then Mark Davis, part of the United Empire, he comes out to try to talk Kyle Fletcher out of the things that he's currently doing at the moment, because he's about to break Ricochet's neck. It looks like he was going to go for the Tiger Driver or whatever. But then, they start getting into an argument, a shoving match. He pushes him down until like the rest of the Don Callis regime jumps him, and then they beat the crap out of him. It looks like he's gonna stab him in the forehead with the screwdriver. But then Will Ospreay, in his triumph return, he comes back and he attacks Kyle Fletcher. They pretty much scare off all the heels, and I guess now that's gonna be a 4-on-4 match, right? The Don Callis family with Kyle Fletcher, Konosuke Takeshita, Brian Cage, and Lance Archer, versus Will Ospreay, Will Hobbs, Ricochet, and I presume Adam Cole, I guess he's the fourth person. Well, Will Ospreay, Ricochet, Will Hobbs, and I guess Adam Cole. I guess that's going to be a 4-on-4 match sometime on Collision, most likely, because that's where they typically put these matches. This was just dumb. This was a stupid main event. Nothing attached to the world champion yet again. I can't even remember who the world champion. Oh, John Moxley. That's right. He doesn't show the championship belt. So therefore, I forget from time to time who the fuck is the world champion. This has been a terrible night for professional wrestling, folks. Only nerds and geeks are going to be excited for this shit. This is why the so-called Wednesday Night War failed as miserably as it fucking did, because of terrible fucking shows like we've seen tonight. Oh my God. If you want to ask my opinion in regards to which show was better, let me just first say that they were both god-awful. They were both terrible. They both were showing the worst sides of professional wrestling, masking all the stories with garbage matches and spots that made no sense whatsoever. Honestly, call me biased if you want to. I don't care. I think the lesser of the two evils was NXT, because I guess at least NXT had the ECW stuff attached to it. Not to mention, as garbage as they were at progressing the stories for tonight, at least they were progressing stories tonight. AEW is just dog shit. It's just dog shit. And they were making way more mistakes tonight, in my opinion. This was just a dog shit show. They were both dog shit. Don't get it twisted. This is not me praising NXT as much as it is just saying, well, I guess out of both of those two, I'd rather be pissed on than shitted on, and I guess NXT is being pissed on tonight, and AEW is being shitted on, is all that I'm saying. They were both garbage tonight, though. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below in regards to how you felt about both shows. Also, let me know why did you like both shows, if you did like it, because I'm very curious as to what the fuck there was to like. More in particular, if you're above the age of 13, I will really value your opinion. Please let me know. With that being said, God, it sucks going off like this. I really thought this was going to be a good night of professional wrestling. Guess I thought wrong. My name is Millennial Smart, and I'll be catching you guys later. Very curious how the ratings is going to turn out tomorrow. Deuces, P, Ice.